Previously on Balls.
Brandon, obviously my first question to you, and I think Deshi's first question to you today, and just about every South African would be, what are the odds on Orlando Pirates winning the first leg against Al Ahly on Saturday? Do we have any information on that yet?
Yes, we do.
Good.
It's the final. Is it over 2 legs, Neil, or 1 leg?
2 legs.
It's 2 legs, Brandon. The second
2
leg
legs,
is now moved to the 10th of November in the big Cairo Stadium. It looks like they're going to move it back there, where there were scenes of great acrimony over the last couple of years. So a 2-legged game. Obviously, in the semi-final, just to catch you up, Brandon, Orlando Pirates drew 0-0 in the first leg, which is actually, if you're an expert in Champions League football in Europe, a good result. A 0-0 draw, no away goal for the Egyptians would be a good result for Roger de Star. And then we go to the second leg, and a 1-1 draw would win it. It is exactly, as we predicted, what happened in the semi-final. Do you see it happening that way, 2 draws again? What do the odds look like?
Well, if you want to have a look at the odds, LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting, both out at 5-2 for Al Ahly to win in South Africa. Orlando Pirates 23-20 with LM Bookmaker, a little bit better than 11-10 with World Sports Betting. So Pirates are the clear favourites to win the game. They are showing Al Ahly a little bit of respect. The draw is at 9-4, and I think that might not be a bad bet. I mean, Pirates, maybe they'll take the same approach that they did in the semi-final. And I think, they'll be tight at the back, and their set piece is very, very good, as we discussed last week.
Yeah.
And I just think, maybe nick a goal, go through one, go to the next leg 1-0 up. But I think maybe the draw, maybe the draw for that game at 9-4 with Alan Bookmaker. World Sports Betting a little bit shorter at 22-10.
Absolutely right, man. I mean, this is the great thing about Orlando Pirates. We started off using that tag as an almost an insult to Roger de Star's particular style, the way he set out his sides towards the end of the PSL last season, when they stumbled and ended third, even though Kaiser Chiefs were stumbling too. Now we say Orlando as a great compliment to Roger de Star's tactical acumen in the Champions League format, the 2-legged format. Deshi, would a 0-0 draw be a disaster or a fair enough? Or?
I think we've seen in the semi-finals, it wouldn't be a disaster, but I'd go with Brendan. Sneak a win here, 1-0 win. That means you go away. Al Ahly need to come forward looking for a goal, and that could open them up at the back. And I think if Pirates attack like they did in the semi-finals with pace, precision, they got the ball forward in 2 passes, and that resulted in the many opportunities created.
Yeah, did you? Just briefly, guys, on Twitter, I've got a lot of response to Deshi and now to Top Odds. Pekamisa Mayesa at Styles G on Twitter saying I'm watching Deshi on Balls. Balls.co.za and tokodds.com, www.tokodds.com. You go in there, you look down the green menu, you pick out your football, and then you look at what they've got to offer. You click on the particular, Brandon, you click on the particular bookies, and you can make your bet there and then, or you can call them and make your bet. And there is money to be earned, because Al Ahly, 7 times winners and holders of the African Champions League, have been beaten in Egypt by Pirates this season. So there is a real chance of Orlando Pirates playing Bayern Munich in the World Club Cup in Morocco in January. I don't know what that'll do to the PSL fixtures, going to mess them up. And Brandon, obviously also, we'll then have 2 sides in next year's Champions League final, as we confirmed last week, Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, if Pirates win, both in the Champions League. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Oh, it would be for South African football. That's what we need. Just to open the discussion a little bit more generally, I hope that the punters followed us last week. I think you tweeted something about Barcelona winning comfortably. So I think they did that. I think we Top Odds predicted the draw in the Soweto derby. Just listen to our tips on Balls Radio, and you can make a bit of money. And I think the Premier League. This week, money can definitely be made. I know you sent me an SMS yesterday, Neil, worrying about Arsenal, so maybe we should start off there.
Yeah, I'm very worried, mate. Go on. Arsenal this week have got Liverpool on Saturday. They already lost to Chelsea on Tuesday. This is the squeaky bottom time of the season for the Gunners. Having had quite an easy run of it, the 4-1 win over Norwich, Deshi, I was jumping around and throwing things in the air. But to be honest, you've now got, having lost to Chelsea, you've now got Liverpool, then you've got Borussia Dortmund away, having lost at home, and then you've got Man United. It's going to be a very, very tough time. Let's go through the odds. What are you saying about the Liverpool game, Brandon?
Well, you know how I see it. If Arsenal are going to win this title and challenge for this league, they need to beat Liverpool at home.
Yep.
I mean, you can't look away from the fact that they have to win their home games, and they have to be the attacking side. Alim Bookmaker and World Sports Betting both have the same price, 5-4. I think that's a little bit of value. I think Arsenal will win the game at home. Although Liverpool's away form is generally better than their Anfield form, you can pick up 23-10 on Liverpool with both bookmakers, and 5-2 the draw. What's going to worry me about Arsenal? And I think it came out against against Chelsea in the Capital One Cup. Is their squad, big enough and good enough to be fighting on at the moment 4 fronts? Well, the FA Cup hasn't started yet, but I mean. And now they're out the Capital One Cup, but that fixture's got to take its toll sometime, and I just don't know if they've got the squad to go all the way. I don't think Liverpool do either. So that's a bit concerning.
I actually think, Brendan, that's a really good point, and I think that's why Wenger's starting to look, and there's talk that they're going to be buying a couple players in January.
Yeah, I think that Wenger has to move again in the January transfer window. Mesut Ozil has had such impact when they finally broke the bank after. They haven't won a trophy since 2005. They finally broke the bank from Mesut Ozil. They broke their wage structure to get him in. He's paid nearly twice as much as Podolski, the previous highest payer, who was on $100,000 a week, which is half of what Man City and Man United and Liverpool pay. I don't think they've got the squad to compete on 4 fronts. I think Liverpool have got a better squad in terms of depth, but I think we saw Chelsea, who made 10 changes from their league match the week before, and yet still had Mata coming out to score his first goal of the season, and they've got such a deep bench. I think the cost of the Chelsea bench on Tuesday night actually came to more than the entire Arsenal starting squad because Mesut Ozil didn't start. So I think there is this disparity with Man City and Chelsea having such big, expensive squads, much like Sundowns in this country. I think that we are going to see Arsenal at the Emirates under real pressure at the weekend. That Liverpool forward line, since Suarez has come back, they were doing well without Suarez. Remember, because they've obviously got the lad Victor Moses, the Nigerian from Chelsea, on loan. They've got Sturridge doing great things, and now they've got Suarez on top of that. It is starting to look good, and I never thought Brendan Rodgers was the right man for Liverpool, but you can't argue with it. They're having a good season, and this is the key match, I think, in Arsenal's league campaign. That in between this Chelsea defeat in the Capital One Cup with half a squad and then into the Borussia Dortmund return match, which they have to win. Well, they have to get a point. Really, they have to get a point. I think this is key. Can Arsene Wenger get them to focus?
I think it's absolutely vital. You know what it's like when you lose a game, suddenly, the heads drop a bit. And particularly that Chelsea game, I didn't think Arsenal were very good. They didn't look like they were in it at any time during that game. Now, you play Liverpool, you get beat at Liverpool, boom, suddenly, the heads drop, confidence goes, and you go away to Dortmund. So
horrible
tough
stuff.
Run.
Can I just make the point to our listeners and viewers, Brandon, that the English clocks moved last week. So Arsenal-Liverpool is now a 7:30 kickoff on Saturday. The early game interests me as well, Brandon. Newcastle against Chelsea is now at 2:45 South African time. It's the early game in England. And of course, Newcastle last night beaten by Manchester City in extra time in the Capital One Cup. But again, the squad's very different to the league. Do we see Chelsea, creeping closer to Arsenal? They're now second. Are we looking at good money on an away win for Chelsea at Newcastle?
Yeah, I think I was just going to go over to that game. I think that Chelsea are the best bet this weekend. I think Newcastle in a rut. I mean, like you say, a lot of French players. I was impressed with them last night against Man City. I mean, they created a lot of chances, but I just think that Mourinho, and we knew it would take him time. He's just got this Chelsea side where he wants to be. I think he's made a masterstroke with Mata by telling him that Oscar's his number 10, because I think Mata was all over that pitch against Arsenal. He was absolutely outstanding, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a start against Newcastle. And if you have a look at the betting, both bookmakers, again, the same price, 6.5 to 10 Chelsea. That's Alim Bookmaker and World Sports Betting. Newcastle out there at 9 to 2. I can't see Newcastle beating Chelsea. I mean, maybe they can come away with a draw, but I just think Chelsea, they've turned the corner. He's had his bad run. It might not be a pretty win. I mean, they might not go there and win 5 or 6-0. That's not the Mourinho way, but I think they'll get the 3 points and I think they're one of the better bets this weekend.
Mate, yeah. Chelsea, Mourinho had a little bit of a dip, I felt, when they lost that home Champions League game against Basel, kind of Man United's nemesis as well, weren't they, those Swiss Rolls? So we're looking at a situation where Chelsea are on the recovery trail. Confidence seems to be high. I still think Samuel Eto'o looks a little bit short of something. He came off last night, didn't he, having not done much. But Fernando Torres, under Mourinho, is trying to get their confidence back. Because we've been talking all day about booing players, Brandon. Fernando Torres took a lot of stick at Chelsea over the last year, and he's now starting to score those goals in Europe and in the Barclays Premier League. And he's got his confidence back, and he's come through the booing, and he's come through the hard times that maybe Kingston and Carter and Nicholas Bentner and Demiso Mabena can take him as some kind of icon for surviving the boo boys.
Yeah, I must say, Torres was also very, very impressive this weekend, especially against City. I think we tipped Chelsea to win that. City made it more difficult than I thought they would. But Torres was back to his old self. I mean, he was in there, giving the defenders a lot of problems. And I think Chelsea will win this weekend, and I think they'll win well.
I think a coach plays a vital role in giving players a lift as well. I think Torres needed a little bit of extra attention, and with Mourinho, he's probably got it. He's got his head up again, and as you say, he's all over the place, creating chances for other people, taking chances, getting into good positions, and I think that comes with a coach like Mourinho.
Yeah,
definitely. You let a guy like Mourinho walk up to you and say, "Listen, I think you're the best striker in the world," and I think that's all he needed. And geez, what a different player!
That's right.
He is funny, Jose. You all know that Jose Mourinho started off as an interpreter for Bobby Robson.
That's right.
And a failed midfielder because his dad, a Portuguese international goalkeeper, tried to play Jose in his midfield in the second division when he became a coach, and the players went on strike because they didn't think it was good enough. What a resurrection that man had. Right, listen, Man United's revival theoretically should continue under David Moyes. They got Fulham this weekend. Fulham a bit up and down at the moment, from a good win to a bad defeat. Man United to win at Fulham. What do we think, Brandon?
I think the result on the weekend was massive for David Moyes and for Manchester United to come back from where they were. She was
down to Stoke and they won 3-2, and Moyes said afterwards, expected us to get the third goal. The fans expected it. That's what Manchester United's about, and they did. So maybe we're looking at a Man United revival with Van Persie fit, Rooney playing well, and they put Anderson on the transfer list, which is an inspired move. I think he's rubbish. So what are your odds there? I'm just trying to click on it. Odds on Man United to get that away win at Fulham?
Both bookmakers again have the same price, Allen Bookmaker and World Sports Betting, both offering 6-10 Manchester United to win the game. Fulham are, I don't know what to make of this season. Generally, they used to be good at home. I don't think you can write them off, especially the way United have been starting games. They get the early goal and they seem to just slack off. I think we need someone in that back four, and we need someone very, very quickly. I don't think Rio Ferdinand deserves his place. I don't think he deserves to be a Manchester United player anymore. They need to offload him. Put Phil Jones or Chris Smalling next to Vidic, and those guys have been at the club a long time, the two of them, and they've got to get their starts. I know that Ferguson was a big fan of Johnny Evans. He's still around. I can't stand the bloke. But I think Man United. I think they'll win. I think that coming back from behind did so much for them. I mean, the commentators would sit and say, "Oh, gee, was under Ferguson, that's a good result." Under David Moyes, they were lucky to escape with a win. So it's just the mindset that needs to change, and I think they'll win, and I think they'll win well.
Oh, I love that, Brandon. I thought it was only football journalists that were absolutely nasty, cruel bastards. But you've just destroyed Johnny Evans and Rio Ferdinand in one sentence. Very impressive.
Well, I tell you what, I think he's right, though.
I think he's right, too.
They look poor. Balls get played into the box there. It doesn't get dealt with competently. So, Brendan, I tell you what, I think you're absolutely right. And, success in football, there's such a fine line. You say they came back, got that win. Now they go to Fulham. They pick up 3 points there. There's a little bit of a run, and things start looking okay again.
Yeah. I mean, well, you think about it. I mean, the starts United have had, they had one good win against Stoke, and they're back up to 8. So they just need to string some runs together. some good results together. And I'm reading Alex Ferguson's book at the moment.
Yeah, are you? Are you reading it?
Yeah, I am. I'm reading it at the moment, and what you draw out of it, irrelevant of who he likes and dislikes, is that every good side he's built from the back. He's had a central defensive pairing that have been the rock of his team, and I think Man United are missing that at the moment.
But Brendan,
that transfer window and buy somebody.
That goes back to the days when I played in the dark ages. Generally, when you build a team, Neil, what's it? Good goalkeeper,
yep.
Two good centre backs, a good central midfield pairing, and a boy up front.
And Noel Cousins up front.
There you go.
That was my way. It's called the spine. We talk about the spine being the vital part. You can have as many left and right backs as you want. That's what I was, a left back with a long throw. You were the goalkeeper. You were the spine of that Arcadia team as it came to fruition.
The reason Arcs weren't very successful is they didn't have a very good goalkeeper. They had two good centre backs.
An astonishing admission live on Bollocks. Deshi Backtower. Still good at golf. Brandon, listen, thanks, mate. We have to do a couple of kind of bit of housekeeping, Bollocks. And Brandon, as always, let's put this video up on www.tokodds.com, and next week tell our viewers how they could have made fortunes betting on tokodds.com.
Thanks a lot, Neil. Have a good day.
Great Cheers, stuff, Brandon. Nice analysis there.
Yeah, I'll tell Rio Ferdinand. Great stuff, Brad. Cheers, mate. Yeah, listen. Brandon, always spot on, and I loved what Johnny Evans and Rio Ferdinand can now retire.
You made some good points there.
He does. Yeah. For a bookie, he's absolutely brilliant on his football. We've got another lad called Len as well. We've got some good guys on Top Odds.
This is Bulls Visual Radio.